The government has lost control of the British economy.
Britain's economy is under incredible strain, more than you may realise.
We're in the middle of a national emergency. People are really scared and families don't know if they can warm their homes this winter.
Can't raise taxes, can't really let debt go much higher, and yet public services are crying out for more money.
Britain faces an unprecedented challenge in its peacetime history. Years of low investment and reduced public spending have led many to believe that the country is broken. Despite the highest tax burden in 70 years, numerous public services are teetering on the edge of collapse. This prolonged period of minimal growth and high inequality has significantly impacted households across the UK. As a result, typical British households are now 10% poorer than their French counterparts. Many are struggling to manage the surging food prices and energy bills, despite substantial government assistance.
Nearly 1 in 5 households in the UK ate less food or skipped meals in September. That's an estimated 9.7 million adults.
Although the economy has slowed since the 2008 financial crisis, the underlying issues date back further, with investment having been in decline since the 1990s. This long-term reduction in investment left the economy ill-equipped to handle the triple shocks of COVID-19, Brexit, and the war in Ukraine.
The British pound has fallen to its lowest level ever against the US dollar.
In the mid-1990s, the UK ranked second among the G7 nations in private investment as a share of the economy. However, it has since fallen behind all of them. This has led to long-term low productivity, where more time is needed to produce less compared to rivals. As a result, there is slow growth, low real wages, and challenges in generating funds for public services. Poor productivity has led to British wages stagnating since the 2007 to 2009 financial crisis, when adjusted for inflation. Over the last 20 years, inflation-adjusted wage growth for British workers has fallen behind most other G7 countries. Middle-income earners in Britain are now 20% poorer than their counterparts in Germany and 9% poorer than those in France. Public spending soared in 2020 as the government responded to the COVID-19 pandemic and increased further in 2022 due to subsidies aimed at shielding the economy from the spike in energy prices caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The national debt now stands at approximately £2.7 trillion. As the national debt grows, so does the interest the government must pay.
£1 billion increase in spending just on debt interest is equivalent to the entire defence budget.
If the government has to allocate more funds to debt repayment, it may have less available for the public services that the borrowing was initially meant to support. The current government's fiscal plans involve further cuts to many public services in the coming years to accommodate recent tax cuts within its debt commitments. These striking facts highlight how far the UK economy has strayed in recent decades, but they also reveal the potential gains if it can close the gap with its peers through a new economic strategy.